So we have traumatic instances that happen to us, and those traumas create what I consider a filter. It's almost like having sunglasses on and you're seeing the world through the tint of the sunglasses. Everything that you do gets put through that filter. The other day at work, somebody was talking about being out in the hallway, and somebody came and basically kind of shamed them for being out in the hallway. And I asked kind of like who that really was. Was that really the person that was shaming you, or was this a representation and you were reacting to your mother, your dad, somebody who was critical? Because I said, you have this filter that somebody says something to you, this information passes through the filter of trauma, and all of a sudden you are misinterpreting exactly what's happening, and you are acting as if you did as a kid. And once this person was able to identify his critical mother, and that he was actually reacting to his critical mother, kind of the light bulb went off in his head, how important it is for him to run to ACA to work on these issues. Okay. So we're blessed with this wonderful trauma from our childhood and this filter. Another thing mentioned today was shell shock, people that come back from wars that have a lot of trauma. I've heard of a lot of studies where people that come back from the wars that have trauma, that have seen a lot of violence and can't cope with it and have the nightmares and all the after effects, most of those people have had earlier traumas in their life. The people that came out of backgrounds where there wasn't a lot of trauma actually got coping skills to help them as this other trauma happened to be able to process it. So my background, I'm a therapist. I've been working at Kaiser for 11 and a half years in their addiction medicine department. Before that, I ran a residential program in Orange County, specifically for substance abusers on injection drug use, so a very specific population. And I've dealt a lot with trauma from my patients, but it seems like it's always the early trauma that sets the stage for the later trauma. So today when I have people that come in my office that say, I drink too much because I have these violent nightmares of what was happening to me back in Iraq, I always stop them and I say, well, what happened to you prior to that? What are the other traumas? And as they start to get in touch with the abuse, the molestation, whatever it happens to be, totally don't want to hear about the war. Let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about what the early traumas were and how you learned to cope at that time, what your skills were. Because these are the skills that come out in our laundry list, and these are the things that we are known as character defects later on in our step work, which are actually just our life skills, basically our coping means from this trauma.